Hello fellas. Welcome back to Top 5 Choices. This is Haley from Top 5 Choices, and I hope you all are doing good. In today's video, I am going to do a detailed review and pick the top 5 best instant cameras, 2022. After doing proper researches, we came to the conclusion that meets the best in terms of overall. Kindly leave a like if you find this helpful, and I'd appreciate if you subscribe to my channel and turn on post notifications if you haven't. We will be also providing affiliates link to purchase from Amazon. Kindly use it for best offers and purchase from anywhere in the world. We'll be back with more videos. The SQ6 then is a straight-up analog instant camera, taking the Polaroid-esque square format Instax film and sticking it in a classic analog camera, complete with a retro design, an impressive feature set, and a very attractive price. Instant cameras tend to sit in two camps when it comes to design, those that shoot for plasticky and modern, and those that try instead to look plasticky and retro. The Instax SQ6 is defiantly in the latter camp, embracing old-fashioned aesthetics with a chunky design that's most reminiscent of the company's previous Instax Mini 90 model. The supersized lens housing extends out when you turn the camera on, while the hefty flash also juts out from the main body. On the back, there's a slight lip to the battery compartment, 2 CR2 batteries included, which serves as a comfortable grip for the main body, while the slightly ridged rear also helps you keep a tight grip. Buttons are simple. The shutter button sits next to the lens on the front, the power slider is on the top of the body, and on the back you'll find another 3 controls, one button to cycle through the various camera modes, one to turn on the timer, and one to disable the flash. Beyond that, there are LEDs to let you know which mode you're on, an analog ticker to tell you how many shots are left, a selfie mirror, and that's basically it. As we said earlier, with the SQ6 Instax has returned to its analog origins, ditching the digital hybrid features of the SQ10. That means no microSD storage, no fancy filters, and no snazzy effects beyond what you can do with old-fashioned light and film. The SQ6 has a good few modes to choose from. The default is auto exposure, which is your basic point-and-shoot mode, with refinements designed to brighten both the subject and background of photos. We found it gave us crisp, clear photos, with some of the brightest color reproduction we've seen in an instant camera to date. Plenty of instant cameras give slightly faded shots, which, intentionally or not, echo the look of faded Polaroid prints. By contrast, the SQ6 gave us colors closer to a good phone camera, which may or may not be what you want from it. This is a compact plastic brick, small enough to slip into a pocket or handbag. Available in white, black, blue, or pink, there are few flourishes to the design outside of your choice of color. The only thing that really stands out is a small black and yellow stripe on either end. This is just a sticker though, which on the upside means you can peel it off if you're not a fan, but unfortunately means it's also likely to peel itself off with sufficient wear and tear. There are 2 LEDs for power and charging, one button to turn the printer off and on, and that's honestly about it. When you want to load paper to print, you simply slide the back of the body off and load in the prints. It's simple, quick, and pretty difficult to get wrong. Almost everything you do with the KODAK step is controlled through the free app, available on iOS or Android. You can set up an account with KODAK, but this is optional. Everything works fine without one. The KODAK step prints onto ink-free zinc prints, a popular format for instant printers and cameras in recent years. The key benefits to zinc are that the prints themselves are cheap and quick to process, the printer doesn't need ink cartridges, and that each print is actually sticky-backed. So you can peel off the back layer and turn any photo print into a sticker. On a full charge, the KODAK step can apparently print up to 25 prints. I didn't have that many to test with, so can't confirm, but it did happily make it through a full pack of zinc paper, with lots of standby time, without complaint. The one small disappointment is that when it comes to charging, you have to use a micro USB cable. This is getting to be a pretty old charging standard now, and it's plausible that you won't really own or use any other micro USB products at this point. KODAK does include a cable for you to plug into any existing USB charger, but still, it's a bit annoying that this couldn't use the more recent and universal USB-C standard. The Polaroid ONESTEP Plus camera doesn't need the trappings of modern technology that its makers have added to it. This isn't me being a purist or unnecessarily Luddite here, it's just that Polaroid has tried to use modern tech to improve something rather charming, though of niche appeal in 2018, and largely failed. The best parts of the new Polaroid ONESTEP Plus are a near-identical reproduction of the classic Polaroid that I remember my parents having in my youth. It has the same clunky yet iconic shape and the distinctive noise of each square shot in a frame of white popping out that gives you pleasurable waves of nostalgia. As with the original Polaroids, you literally point and shoot. The only controls on its body are to choose between portrait and landscape, focal point, not aspect ratio, flash on or off, and a release for the film tray. Each photograph that winds its way out of the slot is accompanied by an anxiety of whether what will be slowly revealed will be charmingly retro, or muddy and worthless. When the things work perfectly, there's a tangibleness to the results that makes each print feel inherently special. When they don't, it feels like a waste of both your time and money, so you try harder to make sure every shot is perfect. Being able to take shots and have something to give to people on the day to take away to pin to the fridge as a physical memento is really quite lovely. The Polaroid Now Plus represents the most complete instant camera from the newly reformed Polaroid company, combining the best of both flagship Polaroid I-type instant cameras, the Polaroid Now and the Polaroid ONESTEP Plus. It comes with the same form factor, lens, and image quality potential as the Polaroid Now, but packs Bluetooth connectivity like the ONESTEP Plus 4 control via the Polaroid Originals app. So while the Polaroid Now Plus looks like a regular Polaroid Now, the revamped app opens up a whole new realm of creative shooting modes. The Now Plus app menu now boasts self-timer up to 12 seconds, double exposure, aperture priority with exposure compensation, ±2 EV, tripod, portrait, light painting and even manual exposure modes. Depth of field control, long exposures, all via the remote trigger. There's much fun to be had. In addition, the camera comes with a 5-pack of clip-on lens filters stowed in a zip pouch, starburst, red vignette, orange, blue and yellow. With app and filters, that's a lot to experiment with for what is also a wonderfully straightforward point-and-shoot instant camera. Use it straight up just like the Polaroid Now, experiment with the app and lens filters, the choice is yours. However, Polaroid prints are how instant photos should be, a delicious vintage-style square print at our preferred 4.2 by 3.4 inches size, with 3.1 inches image area, much bigger than INSTAX. Plus, there's fascination in itself with the complex chemical process, bringing the print to full life over 10 to 15 minutes, for color prints and about half that for black and white. In the hand, the Polaroid Now Plus is just like the Polaroid Now. It's bulky for an instant camera, though it does churn out those large prints. You're most likely to keep it in a bag than your hand, and work it with both hands. The film holders now pops open via a button and film pack slots in with ease, ready to go. You've got a power button and flash button on the rear, the latter is pressed to deactivate the flash, otherwise flash is automatic. This reverse approach makes complete sense for an instant camera that benefits from flash in more scenarios than it doesn't. The FUJIFILM INSTAX Mini 11 is a fresh entry-level instant camera from FUJIFILM and a refinement of the INSTAX Mini 9, there is no Mini 10. As the name suggests, the camera makes use of the INSTAX Mini film format. Improvements include a new selfie mode and better auto exposure compared to its predecessor. But unlike its higher-end siblings, the Mini 25-26, Mini 70 and Mini 90, there are no additional creative exposure modes or special features to speak of. That said, the camera is simple to operate and capable of producing lovely images in a variety of lighting conditions. The INSTAX Mini 11 is really straightforward to use, making it a great choice for kids. Simply press the button next to the lens to pop it out, switch the camera on and hit the shutter button by the viewfinder to take a photo. There are no other buttons to fumble with. When you're done, push the lens back into the body to turn it off. The camera is, by default, held in the vertical orientation, making it good for portraiture. The viewfinder is a bit small, but that's par for the course with these INSTAX Mini format cameras. In use, I found the shutter button can be easy to bump accidentally, and given the high cost of film, that's a bummer. FUJIFILM does include 2 accessory shutter releases that affix to the button via double-sided tape, one glows in the dark. Installation is tricky, but once attached, I did find myself less likely to pop off an unintended frame. Image quality from the Mini 11 is good through and through, compared with its peers. The camera handles balancing ambient light with its flash output with ease, in most shooting scenarios.